Metropolitan School District announced what it is calling a historic investment in its teachers, an 8% base wage increase. Thanks for joining us. I'm Maria Lizignoli. Now, this agreement in principle comes after months of negotiations between MMSD and the union Madison Teachers, Inc. NBC 15's Colton Molesky spoke with Teachers Union about the raise percentage, which could even reach double digits. Colton.
Maria, in some cases, based on education and years of experience, the raise could go as high as 10%. The teachers union is excited about the investment in the teachers, but a research firm is flagging some concerning numbers in the district's budget.
Today was, I feel like, a really positive step forward.
The Madison Metropolitan School District is acquiescing to the teachers union, agreeing in principle to an 8% base wage increase.
I think one of the things that has helped is that we have really shown, not only as a staff, but also our community has really stepped up in terms of sending emails, letters of support, signing our petition, really sharing.
MTI President Michael Jones is excited for what the raise could mean for teacher recruitment and retention. He adds he has faith the vote for the increase will pass.
This is a victory for all of us because we all take care of each other in this community.
But the move is going to put stress on an already strained budget.
So if you sort of think about the two big lifelines that the districts had, one the referendum, the other the federal aid, both of those things are expiring.
Research director for the Wisconsin Policy Forum, Jason Stein, says in the current budget the district had 155 positions at the district were eliminated. And in 2025, federal pandemic aid running out could jeopardize another 111 positions. All numbers based on a model for the budget used before the raise announcement.
We already said in previous to today's announcement that the district would need to have something happen for the 2025 budget to be sustainable.
It's important to note the Wisconsin Policy Forum is an unbiased, non-political, nonprofit organization that produces these reports. According to the release from the district, the money for the raise will come out of the general fund. And without additional revenue, the district estimates a more than $30 million budget shortfall in 2025. The board declined an interview until after the vote happens. The next meeting on the schedule is June 26th. In studio, Colton Molesky, NBC 15 News.